Okay, this video is for the electrical engineering labs in Springfield. And before I get started, students must pass a safety quiz before they can take any electrical engineering lab in Springfield or in Rolla. It's the same safety quiz. And if they take two labs the same semester or three, they have to pass it 2 or 3 times, once for each lab. And every semester, we take the safety pretty seriously. Now, we have 2 electrical engineering labs in Springfield. We use both of those labs as a classroom as well as an electrical engineering lab. And I'm just going to walk you through both of them here. This is the lecture area for this room. This is room 1030. It's our larger electrical engineering lab. We have the Wacom, the big wide Wacom tablet there, and you can write on the tablet, and virtually all of us down here in Springfield write on the tablet with the pen. That's how we do our lecture. It's projected up on the screen behind me. And you see we have a webcam in front of it there, and we use that when we have to deliver classes to Rolla. We can also use this room to receive classes from Rolla. And all the chairs and tables out there are for when students are using this as a lecture room. We typically lecture in the morning and then use it for labs in the afternoon. The workstations are around the edge. Here's the one closest to me. You have to have a computer to do anything in electrical engineering. And so there's one computer for each work table. And you see there's 2 work tables back to back there, and 2 more there. And we have a total of 10 workstations in this room, plus one smaller one, which we can use for an overflow. At the back of this photo, you see a door, and that door goes into the closet where all of the equipment is. And I'm going to go toward that closet now. As another safety feature, we have the big red button on the wall. If there's a problem in the room, you can hit the red button and that will kill the power to everything except the overhead lights. And we've never had to do that, but it will. I mean, we've never had to do it on purpose. We've had students hit it by accident, but we do have that safety feature too. The equipment that we use is all in this closet, and the closet is between the 2 labs. So that way it was convenient that we could pull the equipment out for the larger lab or for the smaller lab, and we can use them both, use the equipment interchangeably. You can see on the bottom shelf here, we have a lot of oscilloscopes, and there's some soldering stations. And I'm not an electrical engineer, so I don't know what all of this stuff is. You can see as I come down this way, there's more equipment here. I know these are, for one of the experiments, we needed some transformers, and we bought transformers and wired them ourselves, and that's what you see on that shelf. We've got some hanging cords on the wall here that are used for some of the equipment, and then there are more shelves on this side. You can see some multimeters and some resistor boards, and I don't know what's in the boxes, but I know that the boxes have electrical equipment in them too. On this cart here, this is used with the programming logic controller, so we've got them all out right now. They're in the room beside me, but we store some stuff there. And you can see on the top, I know those are the Altera boards used for the computer engineering class. And then I think these are function generators. And there's some LCR meters and some more equipment down here. And it's all good modern equipment. Most of it was purchased in 2008 when we started the program, but we have purchased quite a bit of equipment since then. On the wall over here is all the little pieces, the resistors and capacitors, and they're sorted out pretty well as some wires and other things that are used. So we carry equipment out of this room into the two labs, and that's where we do the experiments. This is our smaller lab, and it's the power lab. So all of the power courses are taught in this room. And the equipment that we use for the power lab are these lab volt units. And, you know, if you're familiar with electrical engineering, you've probably seen these before. They work out very well. We have 6 of these units around the room, and we have 6 workstations in this room. So the other room has 10 workstations. We can put more students. This one only has 6. We can do all the experiments over here too, but the priority for this room is to run the power labs and also the programming logic controller labs. And it's early in the semester here. So there's an Allen Bradley PLC there, and they've got a switch light board hooked up to it. And the first few experiments, they can just use that switch light board. But as they get into the semester, they're going to need to program the robotics type equipment or the manufacturing type equipment, which is in Rolla in Dr. Erickson's lab. And so the big television screen is for them to view the equipment in Rolla and watch what it's doing. So they program it in the computer, and all the software they need is on the computer. To interface, there's a webcam on top of the computer monitor, and they'll need that to interface with the teaching assistant in Rolla, because they'll have to say things like load a box in and, you know, and get it going for me, or, you know, they'll have to, you just can't do that from this end. But anyway, then they'll turn their program on and they'll watch the robotics equipment work in the big screen. And that's how they'll work through that class. It's actually worked out very well. Dr. Erickson's been offering that for us since the very beginning, 2008. And then the front of the room, we've got a lectern up there. It's just like the lectern in the other room. There's a roll down screen and we can project, and we teach some classes in here. You see, we've got a few tables in here. So smaller classes we can teach in this room too. So that's what I have.